right. Good evening. Good evening. It's Thursday evening, 7 p.m. We are live with Jack McCaig from Liberty Aid Academy and Merlin.
Really, yeah. He was making a rare appearance. I don't know what's up here. Yeah, so you are very cute. Yeah. Okay.
I knew it as soon as we started talking, he would want to get on the show.
That's true.
Probably heard all about the cat videos across the internet and he wants to be a part of it.
Meowing orders, not barking orders, but meowing orders.
There you go. Now we know who calls the shots in the house.
You do. And someone new has called the shots up in our house.
At the White House. Yeah.
Like you said was gonna happen this week.
Yes. I just noticed I'm wearing for the red team. I got my shirt on, so
That's
ready
funny.
to go.
Oh, I'm wearing firmament colors. Get me out of here.
Yes, wild times on Tuesday until 3 a.m. I stayed up and watched the whole thing. That was a
Did
mistake.
you? Oh my god, it must have been
Yeah.
something.
It was good. It was exciting, but I didn't need to stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning to see that. Could have watched the replay.
Yeah, no, I just thought it was, man, you know, that we're back into pro wrestling land. What's Hulk Hogan gonna say next? That's my main thing. Where is he gonna fit in the cabinet staff?
Yeah.
I got the answer.
I guess he'll work right under Bobby Kennedy so that he can make America healthy again. Yeah.
All
That'll
right.
do it.
Who needs to get thrown down up in here? So
Yep.
I just think it's going to be more theatrical, which is just going to be more fun, rather than just like hiding, conniving, doing what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like destroying everything, but we're just not going to tell you how we're doing it. It's like, what? At least this guy is going to be theatrical about, I'm taking over. We're going to fix this thing. We're going to renovate America again. Don't look too deeply into the walls. More of a paint job renovation, okay?
Pauletta is here. Says good evening, John and Tim. Welcome, Pauletta.
Thank you for the support. Appreciate it, Pauletta. That's great to hear from you.
I named this one the untrumpable trust.
Untrumpable.
The untrumpable trust, because
I love it.
Trump has used trusts in the past when we've done other shows and we put up the slides that he can't release his tax returns because things he has are in trusts, and he uses them and he goes bankrupt multiple times. He's using the system to the best he knows how, and he even used that in the debate. I think Hillary was the one who called him out and said, you don't pay your tax, you don't fair share of taxes. He goes, I don't, and neither do your supporters, because I use the system. And he said it right there in a presidential debate. So if this is we're using the system, which has been created by them, and we're just using it with the loophole that you found out, put out, and copyrighted, and it's just amazing. So this that makes it untrumpable. There's no better place to be than inside this trust and use it to its fullest extent. So before we get into anything specific, were there any big announcements that you're working on with Tammy, or anything else going on the website?
Timmy's going to finish up her trip to Asheville while it's raining in the Ozarks. But in the Ozarks, she's like, I'm like, oh man, it's hard to keep this venture going. People don't understand. But I think she's going to be up back in here, and we're going to kind of do our year-end thing is we kind of go through every single detail of every single course. And because sometimes people are more focused on their on the holidays and stuff this time of year, and that's okay. We get we go top to bottom looking over everything. We of course we saw students, of course. We're so busy, but I just mean it's just a cyclical, making sure, because we added a whole bunch of courses this year, and you know, just the processes that people go through and getting the feedback in the classroom directly from students and stuff, which we do every day. It's just like we're always trying to make how we engage with people easier, better, no errors. We've been doing it a long time, and just keep it simple and try to handle all questions before we get questions.
Mhm.
It's great that we have a classroom and have this stuff, but I'm trying with the courses just to make it so you don't have to ask questions. And so we do get questions, of course, but it's not like I'm not inundated by it or anything like that, because we're always trying to make the course material really, really function. And that includes like the current YouTube work that I do weekly. If you want to be a member at the mentor level, uh, a membership, it's really good, because basically, to break it down the way Tim gave the intro, if you want to learn how Trump did it and bankrupted companies and made money from his stuff, that's what I'm teaching over there. Directly what accounts to
Yeah.
get every detail of how to do it. I've done it several times. Put it this way. Oh my God. Let me just like the first trust I did, Christian Ministries Trust, years ago, 3/14/2016. I built credit for it and stuff like that. Got the EIDL, and then put it out of business. You know what I mean? Told the IRS, so like it's out of business. You know what I mean? Did
Hmm.
all the paperwork, everything like that. Nobody's getting any EIDL money. Blah blah blah. At least 5 times a day, I get a text about, can you use $250,000 for a Christian Ministry Trust? 5 times a day, easily, easily,
Right.
easily. Like, just once you build like credit, they're just like, hey, the bankers are like, hey, it's like, okay, that's a little bit like stalking, y'all. Okay,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I know you like me, but that's like, uh, but this is really, how Trump does it. Once you learn how to do it, like you can't get the bankers to shut up. Honestly,
Yeah.
uh, it's because I mean it's really unbelievable, really, because let's just say that trust didn't pay back a whole bunch of loans, and credit cards and all this other stuff, and they're still like, because it's a business credit report. It ain't like your personal one. They're like, well, we assume, we'll just give you a higher rate. It's like, if you build that credit report, they still want to give you money. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But then you build this credit. That's the hack over here on this entity, LLC, another trust, whatever. Then you take all what you can get, you put it over your trust, and it's like, whoosh, gone. You know what I mean? Judgment proof into another trust. It's like, what? You do Trump, get
Hmm.
do whatever you want to your hair. I could be like, man, I can give me a no, like you could if you wanted to. How many? I recommend, really. I've gotten even more specific, like over there on the membership thing. Like, uh, I recommend buying like gold, U.S. minted gold coins if you're gonna trash that credit. Yeah, Dee Dee. Yeah, like Berlin's on camera trying to say, hey, Berlin, what's up? uh, but I've looked further into it, and just for an example, like what I'm talking about over there, like, hey, if you're going to mess up your credit, I wouldn't. I would usually like U.S. minted gold coins, but I would be more specific and say, for this hack, like this is the kind of information I'm giving over there on the mentor thing. For example, like if you look at U.S. minted coins, I'm talking about 1 ounce of gold, basically, and so Liberty is a common one. Oh, get me a U.S. Liberty, but really, that has some alloy in it. It still has 1 ounce of gold. They ain't short you on the gold. That's not happening. But like if you get a Buffalo one, right? That's
Hmm.
100% gold. 99 whatever, that's all gold, no alloys or nothing like that. So, if you want to hold gold for, like hold actual full only gold, I kind of recommend that one, because, anyone in the know is like, that's only gold, you know. So things like that are not just generally the way I talk on a US mythical quiz. There I'm talking about absolute specifics, and then buy it on Amperex. You know what I mean? Here's you know, URL to buy where they just sell super many of these, and it's the cheapest, and deliver it right to your door. They do it all day, every day. So, all right, Marlon, have we? Is that
What
it?
was that site that you recommended? Amperex?
Uh, Ampex. I think it's Ampex. Ampex. I think it's
Ampex.
Ampex. But anyway, that's what I'm saying in the video. I might be slightly wrong in the name, but if you look gold coins, Ampex, it'll be like twing. It'll pop up number one by far. They is a just giant. They're on eBay or so. I saw them on eBay. I was like, it's like how many souls? Like, what? Never seen anything that many anything sold ever on eBay. And it was like add, a couple zeros. It's like okay. But they get a website, is what I'm saying, and you don't have to pay eBay's fees. You just could just go ahead and get them directly from that. For example, just saying that the mentor thing is really hyper specific and not time wasting and not generalized. The way because I'm just trying to talk right here, like, hey, people, if you haven't heard about the hack that like Trump got into office with and got his money with, you might want to know about it here. Anyway, I'm teaching people how to do that over there because obviously, black swan, white swan events, like, hey, we're going to create the problem and then we're going to solve it. We're going to give you some money. Of
Right.
course, that means we're going
Right.
to just, fill our swimming pool with money, but, you'll get some. Haha. Yeah. So it's going to be an interesting event. And I think that's, Trump's going to be like, how did everything work out for me and everybody loved me last time? Give everybody money, drop the rates. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
we're about to hit the black swan here where it's like, oh my God, Florida can't sell property. Ooh, maybe I can't sell my property. And we're doing that in real estate. And so he's like, drop the rates or you're fired, Fed, whoever you are. Who cares?
Yeah.
So that's going to happen. So, we're hitting the black swan thanks to the, whatever that dude who was president, I can't remember his name at this point, but it's been so long. I don't know. They have him. It's that chick who comes out and I don't know. She's on Saturday Night Live. She's now president, basically. It's
Yeah.
crazy. But anyway, if you're looking out for Trump, I'm kidding, but if you're looking out like Trump is going to have this, hey, everything's a problem. He's going to say our savior is here, but everything's going to cost more from doing this. It has to, basically, like how are you going to knock down inflation? You're not. You're going to just figure out a way to give more people more money, which will feed into one way or the other. Either you're getting like on the blue team, you're getting more social services, and we're all set up to get all that money, everything, which you're going to trust. Your person qualifies for every free everything. Okay, that's the hack here. So the blue team is in a winning position. They give you more of that. The red team gets some more positions. Like, well, we need some EIDL, BBP. Just giant sums of money will help us. Okay, I'll set you up for that too. Like whoever with some blue team is the red team, we set you up to take their money here. You operate a trust, cool, and then your person qualifies for everything. So and your trust, it has great credit and everything, so it qualifies for everything. Credit and like revenue or making money or a job or something like that, totally separate things. They make it sound like they're matched up, but no, your person could be absolutely penniless and qualify for every government, everything they have, and still have perfect stellar credit. And we teach how to do that. I mean, they don't have any information to go on over there at the credit reporting agency, so whatever you tell them, keep telling them every time, and that becomes true. And they extend more credit. And fantastic. So we teach you the whole system, everything about it. Yes, it's annoying. There's a financial system. I'm an accountant. I'd rather, and I'm not into finances. I find myself in a financial quagmire of finances that they've got us caught up into. So I didn't make this. I didn't do none of this. That's not my thing. My thing is like I like to go to the beach or like so how can I give the government less money, right? And take money from the government. That's
Right.
it. It's supposed to be a free country. Where's the free stuff? How we pay for land? who does the government
Right.
owe money to? Like, none of it makes the least bit of sense. Obviously, we're slaves. So, of the bankers, obviously. So, whatever you could do to not pay them money and take money from them means your quality of life is going to improve. That's it. Your individual quality of life, your families, the more you could use this, and then say your wife, children, and everyone could use this information, then the entire quality of life for the family is better.
Yeah.
So that's why I focus on this work, because it works for everyone. It's like I thought about this today. It's funny. It is kind of like a meeting of the blue and the red team, my work, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like you get everything you can get for the blue team, right? Like, oh, we're gonna need more social area. Yeah, we'll take everything you got. Sure, sure. Don't cancel no programs or anything. Yeah, no, everything. Thanks. And then the red team, we qualify for all. Oh, business is up. Well, we're gonna give out loans you don't pay back. Well, I'll take 10 of those.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Give me, how many can I get? Is there a limit? Yeah, keep qualifying. This is great. So, that's the beauty of the work we do here, is just not living in a fantasy, okay?
Mhm.
Accepting reality. This place sucks financially, that we have to pay for land, and we're like, hey, I feel so free. Hey, I'm gonna go pay for my work to pay for my slave quarters now. That's how free I am. I'm not a slave. I have to work to pay all the time for where I'm living. I'm totally not a slave, massa. You know. So once you accept reality of what the situation is, and all right, Marilyn's here. That's fantastic. But JC, Lord of my life. Oh, that's so sweet. Uh, I don't know. I got caught up in that one. You were going to read that one, but that
Yep.
was so sweet. But anyway, the elections come up, so I wanted to talk about things in this way so that people could kind of understand where this information is coming from. This works for 100% of America, is what we teach here. It's not like, oh yeah, but for me, no. No. This is what the wealthy are using. It can't be. They're not intelligent. Let's just be real, right? Sure, they're purely evil. They're probably not even human. What the? Oh, that was just okay. That's sorry. But we find ourselves in this predicament. You know, oh, I'm
Right.
in Florida, right? I was laughing at somebody brought up, the storms to me today. I was like, well, fortunately, I'm not wealthy enough to live in a place where storm surge is an issue. I'm right up on the hill over there. I'm fine. Like it's funny where they put their locations. You begin to wonder, like, what's up with these creatures? Like, what are they really? Anyway, uh, they're just
And
a mess, what's out there. And yes, this is the hack. The super wealthy are all doing this. Thanks for pulling up this slide, right? You got Ted Kennedy there. This is the super wealthy elite who are running everything and wearing who are they? Joe Cullen too. Yeah, I noticed they got on a leash. But what they are doing to have so much wealth and influence and funds, and obviously they don't care about money or nothing like that. How do they do this? They're all using this trust, like I'm teaching. Okay, and how did this play out? Let's look at the news and whatnot. Right, Senator Ted Kennedy. The story is, oh, he's a teenager or whatever, young man, and driving drunk. Well, it's like, what is, I'm awake, so I'm drinking. I'm a Kennedy. What, we that's how we got our money in the booze business. What, hey, it's like, how can I
yep.
drive without drinking? I can't drive while I'm asleep. That's the only time I'm not drinking. What? I can't drive while I'm asleep. What a stupid idea. Anyway, so he killed the young lady in the car when he was doing this, and uh, of course, they got good criminal lawyers and all that stuff, and got off over there. So obviously, she was dead. She's not
Yeah.
alive. So you have some culpability, some level, don't you? And so they went the civil route to try to get money, and actually got a judgment, but got paid zero because the Kennedys owe nothing. Right? It's all in trust. Sorry, we don't have anything under our name. Ha 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 ha. And now you could do the same. Be 100% judgment proof with the Kennedys. I was like, that's quite a story. How did they do that? Like, that's a financial thing. And I'm an accountant. I was like, that'd be valuable to people to know, right? Like,
Hmm.
anyway, this is how you do it. And then we got, the famous, we own maybe all the world Rockefeller family, like, what don't you own? Like that
Yeah.
crew. And they owned trusts, and trust busted in the 30s, and blah 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 blah. Let's pretend we bust the trust, okay? Okay, the government that I own, you will now pretend to bust the trust. Okay, let's make a few more trusts. Okay, very good, very good. And so it's really clever, actually. The Rockefellers, if you really investigate, I haven't talked much about this, but uh, it took many years to bust the trust until they even got to see the paperwork, but they had amended the paperwork basically to make the beneficiaries, after super many other people, right? Uh, the people of the world. See, no, we're doing it for the people of the world. So that's how
Yeah.
they got off. Very clever. In case you didn't know how the Rockefellers got off the trust bust, that's how they did it. Uh, but anyway, but the VP, vice president, like, I don't know. Maybe it was a better position back then. More steam or something. Maybe they didn't just let anybody in back then.
Yeah.
But anyway, one of the Rockefellers actually, now Kamala is, but it's like, no, I don't want to be vice president. But back then it had some prestige apparently or something. I don't know. So,
Well,
uh,
the back in the day, and I don't know when it flipped, but back in the day when you voted for president, the number one vote getter got to be president, and the number two vote getter got to be VP.
no
So
way.
yeah, that's how it originally started. And
I
I
love
don't know
that.
when it flipped that, oh, we're running as a team now. But
Oh,
yeah,
that's
that
cool.
back in the
Maybe when
day
they
when,
just quit cutting votes.
yeah, well, I guess when when Dominion came in and started controlling the outcomes, that's when everything changed. No, but I don't know. I'll have to go back and figure out which one it was, but that used to be the system that number one got the top spot and number two got two. So then I don't know when they picked their own running mate, but that's when it changed.
Interesting.
So I don't know if Rockefeller was the second vote getter and that's why he got that position and everything, but yeah, as a I'll have to look that up.
In the 1950s, I forget the exact date, but you can look this up on Google, whatever. The We Trust was formed, you know,
Hmm.
that slogan began use. And that was the only day that Mayor Bobo flew into the Washington, D.C. airport. He was over that airport. So people don't think he has influence. It's funny when you look at events and what comes through the script and who was where and what happened when. So, yeah, it's interesting. The script is like, what? You
Hmm.
what it that's all impossible. And so the script is fake, but we find ourselves here today in this position, red and blueville, right? Red and blue whoville. uh they're both handing out different things. It's like, well, give me what you got. I got family here. We're gonna keep a roof over our head. Give me your EBT. Give me all your free blue stuff, and give me all your free red stuff. Give me your whatever discounted, not payback money, all that stuff. I teach you how to do that. That's what these courses are here for. You know what I mean? We're talking about Vice President Nelson Rockefeller, but his family, and his quote individually out of that family was, the secret to success is to own nothing and control everything. And
Right.
that's, how he alluded to the trust and what we're doing here and so on. They're always talking about it, trying to, and why do they do that? It's like, nobody figured it out before I figured it out. But why are they just? There's so much laying down thickly of telling you, sort of in your face, ha ha ha, you stupid slaves. We have you so well programmed. We're gonna sort of make fun of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, to just say, at the top we don't, you know, Warren Buffett. My secretary pays more taxes than I do.
Yeah.
Like, and I tied her to the trade tax at that point. Like,
Right.
okay. And then we'll get back to your guy of the day who brought this whole topic up in his slide up, and thanks for doing that. We got you know, Kylo, where's Hulk Hogan for the introduction? Uh man, make it better. Would you make something better for once, ever? Could you try? Mr. Trump, right? He trumps all the other trumpeters. But his trick is, he does all these foreclosure bankruptcies, all this stuff over there. And he
Yeah.
gets, oh, hey, lend me your money over here. And he dumps it into his trust or the properties or whatever he get out of that situation over here. Free and clear. Haha. And you just increase the free and clear stuff you got. That's the hacks we teach here. Get out of property taxes, get out of income taxes. This is all legal. It's not
Right.
like I invented anything. I did it. I did it. I didn't invent anything. I'm an auditor. I'm an accountant. I'm a trained auditor. I simply looked at what they're doing, not what they're, because an auditor is like, oh, you hear a story, but let me check the books. And I found out what they're doing, and I did it. And now I teach everyone how to do it. That's all.
Adil says that they say one's a felon and the other accepts endorsements from felons. Same stuff, different day. Only one truth. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't. I'm extremely happy that the elections are past us, so I don't want to dwell on all this stuff. And she conceded and said we must transfer power so all the riots won't happen. Because if she said we're going to recount and stuff, there'd be cities burning, and all that. So I'm
We're like
glad that
her house.
we're just going to move on, which is good. But yeah, the trust is untrumpable, and I love that. I love that he's back and he's used trusts in his business, and we're going to see that we're going to be able to use this trust in powerful ways.
Absolutely, we need to. We find ourselves in. They're always going to print more money. Just
Yeah.
that's never going to change. How could? In what world could I don't even that they pretend? Hey, easy, we gotta what? Y'all spend like it's
Well, that was today's events, because today the Fed came out and said that they were going to lower rates again, which makes it easier for banks to lend and borrow from each other, which is basically just giving each other zeros. They don't actually need more money; they just make it up, all of them. So their Fed rate is now 4.5%. Hopefully that'll come into the mortgage business somehow, and they're not directly tied, but in ultimately they are. And then we can get some moving in the housing market. But yeah, the Fed's come out and said, we're gonna ease up on the rates a little bit, let the money flow. So good times are coming back. So we got to go get some and put it in our trust.
I agree. I agree with that. I mean, that's has to happen. It always goes up. Their roller coaster goes up and down. That's what it does.
Yeah, yeah.
Untroppable. It's so true. No, that's just the way it is. You have to be prepared for it. And how could they be creative and inventive? They're gonna come up with, you know, like something from a stupid movie plot. It's like because it's you just gotta think about it. It's Trump's in office, is pro wrestling event. That's it. It's like,
Mhm.
oh my god, there's that guy has a chair. He has a look out, that guy has a chair. Every time it's a chair, like every single pro wrestling event at every place in every arena, everywhere, guy's got a chair. Like, is he the you know? So something with a chair is gonna come up with Trump, like, something with a jab in the arm, or they're gonna have a thing. And then they're gonna be like, well, we're gonna need some stimulus, probably gonna involve China. And China didn't completely listen, so we're gonna need some stimulus or whatever. So we're getting
Mhm.
ready for that because what? They're gonna be like, food is cost more, because you didn't sell your soul, you gotta, it's like, great, thanks. Okay. So do we have to do all these things? It's not these things. Once you know what to do, it doesn't take a lot of time. We talk about it a lot here. You know what I'm saying? But once your trust has a bank account, it's like as long as money's going in the trust and out of the trust, you're not paying the IRS. You're not reporting the IRS.
Right.
That's how great, you know, the lives of the super wealthy are, and yours and mine and Tim's, but and the people on here that are in the school and so on. Our lives shifted like their lives, like, and you wonder, how did I do that before? Like, what? And you
Yeah.
realize all the things you did to not pay them or whatever. It was so much time wasted, such all this stuff, You're still in the treadmill. It's just, and you're still gonna do all this stuff. You're still gonna nobody gets hey, everything's free now. That's the other team, right?
Mhm.
But we still have to feed our family, our children, and put a roof over our head. We have to do that. So everything, if you go down the list of all the things we teach in the school, and you're like, an average American does this, all these perks add up to, for an average American on the average scale, what they say is average. I just looked up the average and then I totaled every item together, oh shoot, look at this. And then it added up to, a great monthly, and then multiplied by 12, and it was like, what the that's $72,000 a year, and that's
Mhm.
not even counting EIDL, PPP, stimulus, none of that stuff. You follow me? This is just the average American. That's all
Right.
these numbers are. I just like, how am I going to make a thing that people can understand? Oh, let me just say what the average. Okay, average. So I mean, can anyone use $72,000 a year? Anyone out there listening? I mean, you invest in the courses, right? They're 24.99. The department quoted up, like they do kind of every year or whatever. So, but you invest in this information. You remain a student. You can ask questions in the forum. I'm in there as a moderator all the time, and it's the changes show up as stuff. I do put out new courses from time to time, but you have a wealth of information that add up to that kind of money every year for each individual in the family. What? Come on. How can that? And that's not so many of the other hacks, like building up your personal credit and taking that's a few hundred grand, right? Like, I'm not talking about that money, you see? So this is real dollars and cents what we're talking about here. And if you could train other people, like, look, show them the proof as you go in your family, they're like, hey, that's real money. Hey, that's a real credit card. Hey, you didn't pay taxes. Hey, what? Oh, you're like, well, I'm telling you.
Freshwater is asking a question. Hi, Jack. Just curious regarding applying for a credit card in the name of the trust. When I added the potential amount of money I will potentially earn, would it be a way to get a high credit limit?
Yes. Yeah, this is in the courses. Absolutely. Basically what you do is, and I put you in the right range of the number, right? I would, if you have these kind of questions, dude, this is what I'm doing live in the mentor thing every weekly. That's stuff you should get in that membership level on YouTube. Anyway, uh, this is a good question. This is a solid kind of detailed questions I answer, and you don't have to ask. I'm telling you as we go. Uh, and how to not just that information, but how to put it in a spreadsheet and like watch over it and just pull it up and you do a new app. It's right here. I make it super easy. I'm very detail oriented and I want your life to be easier. So basically, whatever you're telling, because they're not getting anything from taxes anymore or nothing like that. There's no other way the spiders of credit can get information, right? They're just getting it from your application. So every time fill out the same information. Right. Accounting information is of two kinds, right? Uh, Real, you know what I mean, or estimated, right? Pro forma. And real is really estimated anyway because you leave stuff out, whatever. So it's however you're estimating. Oh, I need pro forma is what 3 years in the future. Guess for that. It's like what? That's normal accounting stuff. When you
Hmm.
say fill in a blank in accounting information, because that's what a credit card application is. It's like accounting information, right? In the account, the information here is right, but it
Hmm.
doesn't tell you how to fill it out. So it serves us, right, to estimate in our favor into
Right.
the future, right? So, for example, my person works at Amazon and earns $420,000 a year because it's a funny number and everyone would think, guess it, ha ha. And it works. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Nobody know what does Amazon do? Who knows? It's a giant conglomerate that owns, a giant, like, who knows? Maybe they know everything. Perfect. I work for them. You see, my person, what are they going to say? You don't? Like, they have no information about that stuff. And so you just, whatever it is, something like that, right? You stick with it every single time. So all the applications or all the years say all the same thing.
Mhm.
So that's what starts showing up on all the, databases out there. Works at Amazon for 20,000, and so on and so on and so on down the information. This is how much should be non-taxable. This is how you fill out a credit application for Amex. This is how you fill it out for Capital One. Every blank. This is why. Don't say trust here. Say blah, 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 blah. Every detail. Like, if you want it to that level, go over and get in the mentor section on the member on YouTube. It's just a monthly sign up there. It's the only place I'm live doing stuff except for on here. And here I'm just generally speaking about this in a sales kind of way. But over there, completely opposite. I'm just doing absolute details. So make
Yeah.
sure you get it all right and take, because my only goal is you take as much money from them as possible. If they have less money, you have more money, they become less powerful. So I'm trying to, they say, oh, this is a big transfer of wealth. Well, you know what transfers the wealth? Knowledge. If you have this
Mhm.
information, the wealth transfers to you. If you don't have this knowledge, the wealth transfers to them. So where do you want the wealth going every month? What means something to your family? Do you see what I'm saying? I don't care about them. I care about breaking the slavery, and I care about your family eating and having less stress and having less health issues and mental health issues and all this. You know, they're trying to keep us on this hamster wheel till we just fall flat on our face and die, and that don't work for me. I'd rather you're happy, spending time with your family, doing things that are what's on your mind, everyone. That's my
Yeah.
goal in life, not the same as theirs.
Freshwater's adding that they do work, but he applied for credit in a trust to get higher credit, but it don't earn that kind of money. Yeah, so he was using the high number and says thanks a million. Wait, if we get capital gains from crypto, but we cash out
Hold
on
on,
the
hold on, hold
exchange.
on.
Sorry.
Right before we read that. Sorry. But listen, man, still freshwater. You still tell them the same thing every time. What? You think my answer's gonna change? No, that's your programming talking, man. Don't let your programming jump into this. Just say you earn blah 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 blah. Everybody got 2 or 3 jobs. What? You know? Come
Hmm.
on. Always got to answer. Come on. Okay, sorry. No, I don't want to skip over a mental programming causing a problem where you take less of their money. Take more of their money. Okay. And these kind of questions I'm answering super specifically. Freshwater, this exact information I'm doing in the real time over there. You want to get into the mentor thing. I'm telling you, the mentor membership. I'm telling you, if this is your question, you want everything I'm doing over there. It's very inexpensive, and you get all the videos
In
on
the
website. Whoop, catch up. Boom, one month.
in the mentor program, do you have a list of banks that would be accepting or lending credit to the trust that's not tied to the person if the person is recently bankrupt, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff.
I start there.
um
Those are my first videos because
okay.
either way, right? Either way, it helps. Either if you have good personal credit, it still helps to do the net 30 accounts first because you get way higher initial starting credit limits on any credit you
Hmm.
get. I could get a credit card start. Yeah, but you'll be way less credit limit. So if you just do these other things. So I was like, this will benefit everyone, especially people like you just asked about. So I started there, you see,
Right.
for that reason.
Gotcha. Very good. So here's that other question. Jetpack 10 or Jetpack Joe. Jack, if we get capital gains from crypto, but we cash out on the exchange, if it doesn't hit my trust account first, is it still exempt?
Now, uh, Why would you? You get a crypto account in the name of your trust, and then
in the
it
name of
can
the
only go
trust.
into your crypto trust account, so it can't hit anywhere else. End of solution. That's it. Just
Right.
make sure the
So
crypto account is in your trust name. That's it.
if the say he started the crypto account in the past, right, and wanted to sell his Bitcoin now, let's use that as an example, and he's selling a portion of it, right? Don't sell it all because it's about to go up. But that's a different conversation. Um, so you're taking some profits off the table, and instead of taking it into your own account, you just transfer that Bitcoin into your trust account, right? So you have a person's account, and then you have a trust account in crypto land, right? Your MetaMask wallet or whatever you're using, and then you just transfer that Bitcoin before you sell it, right, or cash out of it. You just take that Bitcoin and send it to the trust account, and then it's there, and you can do whatever you want with it. And as long as it's in the trust account, you're it's in that world,
Yeah. And so there's no such thing as capital gains or none of that stuff. It
right? It's
doesn't.
been donated,
Yeah, none of that takes place. Those are rules for a taxable entity of this trust is not. So exactly as Tim described, just put your Bitcoin in your trust account. Nothing happened, right? Nothing got sold, nothing like that. Nothing will they don't watch Bitcoin, nothing happened. You see? And so it
right?
goes into your trust account. Now you can do anything you want with it. Money can come and go as long as it comes in the name of the trust. No filling out forms to the IRS, no paying money to the IRS. Period. End. This is a structural solution.
He says you can only cash out on crypto by selling it on the exchange first.
Yeah.
No, not really. If you have Bitcoin and I have Bitcoin and you want to send me Bitcoin, you're just giving it to me.
Yeah.
I'd have to give you some value. I'd have to give you some stable coin or something else in it to have it be a sale. But if you want to send me your Bitcoin, go right ahead. That's what I was trying to get across just now.
Yeah. And I think maybe that didn't happen. I think maybe you're right. So anyway, so
Then it turns to cash where you can send it to an account.
yeah.
So
So you
no, I,
send
I
it to
think
your
the
trust
step
account.
right, the step that you're thinking is that you take your Bitcoin or whatever else and you turn it into USDT or a stable coin, which then you can turn into cash and send it to your bank, right? So before you do that, if you've set up two accounts, if you have a personal account that you started with, but if you're inside a trust account, it doesn't matter. Then when you change it into the USDT, and you can send that to and you cash out to your checking account. Your checking account is the trust account. And so therefore it goes from the crypto in the trust name to the trust name's checking account, and there's no reporting any of that.
Yeah. Whatever the details are of turning crypto into dollars, that don't matter. As long as the dollar ends up in the trust account first. That's all that matters. It
Well,
doesn't go somewhere else as, into a person. You see what I'm saying?
right.
It doesn't do that. As
Well,
long
to
as it
cause
doesn't do
to
that.
cause less trouble, it should go into the trust's crypto account first before
Yeah,
you turn it into cash.
yeah, totally.
And
And
that's
you can
and
get
then
a
you're
crypto account in a trust. And
right.
then once it's in there, whatever you do, whoop, just keep it in trust account, whether it's a
Right.
bank, whatever.
Didi says, "Do you think Tesla stock will go up now that Elon's the head of government efficiency?"
I mean, it went up 50% the day of the election. I sold it like 2 weeks before. So,
Ah,
but I had made over $100 on each stock, but I only had like 20.
yeah,
Hardly any money in it. But it's a really, you
he's
Jeff
got it.
Bezos got it. Sweet. That's so funny, Didi. I mean, there are really only two famous people right now in America, right? There's just Elon and Trump. That's pretty much it. Everybody else is sort of sub-famous, basically, in your own niche or genre or whatever. Everyone else is sub-famous. Uh, so, and it isn't it interesting? It all played out like Revelations too. She, the whore of Babylon, G Pig, she, the her, Elon's like the guy that's selling cars in space and China, if they exist. Space doesn't. I don't think China does. But he's got this connection to where the big, we're going to Taiwan on here at the end of the big show. You know what I'm saying? Taiwan has the semiconductors. We must save them. Like, and Elon's in the middle. Like, it's just the connections, the whole thing it's, if you break it down, it really does look like a pro wrestling gig. You know what I'm saying? It's very few players, and there's not that much going on, really.
Mm-hmm.
They're making it like, hey, we're just going to charge you more and make your life worse. And you're going to spend more time because otherwise you're going to have time to think about stuff and you're going to murder us as the government because you're going to realize you're our slaves. You know, uh, so they're just going to make things worse, but try and make them nicer, worse, and more theatrical. It's like, that's actually probably going to work. That's it's America, so that's actually going to work. So I don't know. The basic people, like, here we all are watching the horror show again. Rocky, oh, it's a Rocky Horror Show. Okay, okay, everybody dress up and dance around and say horrible things. But we have to do these things for our family. It's not like, it's funny. I went to college, right? I got a degree in business and finance. I was like, I think I'm missing so, like, I seem intelligent, but, like, I don't, how are they making all this money? I was like, you guys didn't say that in college really that well. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe it's a graduate school. Wait, got my MBA. I was like, man, this is supposed to be like how to manage your business, how do you get super rich. It's like, this is more like how to be a freaking slave over there, how to be a better slave. It's like, I was like, it must be in the numbers, but maybe I think I'm good at numbers, but that accounting looks like I must be missing something. So I learned plenty of accounting, but I was like, let me get a master's in accounting. No, they're just all lying. They're all lying through all of grade school, all of college, all of graduate school. They're simply lying to us about every single subject, every single chapter in the book. It's all lies. So that's when you get to the end of the road, you're like, okay, where's my money? That's it. Like, I'm done listening to who's good. Like, it's cool if you want to stay up to 3 a.m. and watch pro wrestling. It's like, it takes your mind off of stuff. I get that. No problem. But still, where's my money? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's all that really matters. I keep on doing the same work because it works for everyone. It works for everyone's family to not do this. You're leaving money on the table. You're making your life more difficult for yourself, your family. I mean, can you use a law degree? Would it help if somebody in your family is an MD? Would it help if they got and did all that work and did all those degrees and are making great money? If they didn't pay a nickel of their student loan, yeah, I'd teach you how to do that.
Yeah.
Have a doctor, a lawyer, uh, a head shrinker, a professional in your family. Oh, hey, nobody's ever gone to college. Go to graduate school, you know? Yeah, sure. And become a doctor. You know what I'm saying? Get your doctorate uh,
Mm-hmm.
for free. Anyone else saying that? Oh, you're going to be student loans. Yeah, but you're always going to qualify to never pay them. No matter how much money you're making in a trust. Your person is always going to qualify to pay zero to the, federal loan people. You don't have to pay no money. That works. Like, you can completely change your life and the government will pay for it. And then you'll have the ammo, like if you get a law degree, to keep them off your back and anyone you care about. Like, you could do real helpful things and totally change your life here. Become a force to reckon with, where they just basically want to leave you alone, like me. Mr. McCaig, last time I was in court, right? This is a judge talking to me. Mr. McCaig, first thing he says, not like, this is just how it starts. Not like the case versus Mr. McCaig, yes, closed courtroom. Hi, Mr. McCaig, yes. Uh, yeah. All the judges of Sarasota County met and discussed you and this situation. And this is what they asked me to ask you. I was like, okay, go ahead. Uh, Is there anything we could do to make this go away? How can we make this end? I was like, now you're talking. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the kind of, all the judges get together and try and make this thing end up in my favor. Now you're talking. You see? Anybody else have that experience in court? No, they're scared of me because I side with God and absolutely scary things happen to them.
Mhm.
Frozen in place when they go to like chain me in the courtroom. What and a court case I initiated after I took their money. Like just to make fun of them and show that God has no power. I literally did that on purpose for that reason. Invited everyone on Facebook to show this stress is real. Who came? Just one young lady who ended up, and the devil, of course, came. But also one young lady who ended up in a mental hospital. So, but yeah, like it's amazing that this is real. Thankfully, God is real. The whole system's fake, but we do need the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you stole the whole country. It's not a free country. The people that live here, we got to pay for we even got to pay for house, land, but it's our country. How
Right.
is it our country? How? The country owes money to who? Tell me, who's the name that we owe money to? Because I'm going to their house. I'm going to tell my friend that likes to kill people. He'll just go kill them. And guess what? We're free of debt. Whoop.
Right.
This is the dumbest story. This is like a story for a 3-year-old. What they have rolling down on us. It's ridiculous. It's embarrassing that you're still going for this, people. Come on.
Jetpack Joe says you can link multiple accounts to Coinbase. Sure, that's good. And then Captain Crypto, is Coinbase good for the trust? I have them, but on a regular account.
Yeah.
Coinbase is good, but Kraken I think is the best. Who's our friend Alan? Did a huge piece on crypto inside the classroom. Get in there and read
Yeah.
Alan's post on crypto. Is very detailed, very thorough, and excellent work that
You'll
he
be
did in
like,
there.
I'll never be as smart as Alan if I have a million lifetimes to go. You're like, oh my God. That's the way when I read it, I was like, what in the this
Yeah,
guy is so smart.
and laid it all out with the very specific instructions. Captain Crypto, but how do you transfer from a person to a trust account? Do I have to show the IRS proof of the move? No. Once you're donating it to the trust, then it goes to the trust, and you are making that donation to the trust.
Let me use an example. Let's say you're on your phone app, right? And let's use an example of you have a bank account, right? Let's say you have, oh, I have a personal account. Oh, my trust account open. I open a trust account. Sweet, I have a debit card. And you go buy the debit card. You're like, oh, I put $100 in there. Let me see if it works. Oh, I got $20 out. This thing is working. You know what I'm saying? Then you're like, okay, well, how do I get the money from the purchase account in the bank into the trust account? You go onto your account, so you're like, transfer money. You just put the amount of the whole amount, and you transfer it. Click, and it goes in, and that's it. And you can go close your personal account or keep it open or whatever. But once your debit card's working, you're like, whoa. Or once your crypto, for example, right? I'm using that as a basic, so you can understand an example. Uh, that's how you do. You transfer it over, whatever mechanism within Coinbase, Crackhead, whatever, to go from account to account. Where you put, oh, how do I move my Bitcoin from one account to another? You just move it over. That's all. I don't know if they have a transfer button like in most banking apps, but however you do it, that's how you do it.
I don't. I'm going to take this both ways. Gold, pure gold, which means Alex is into gold and not crypto, or the information we're giving here is gold, pure gold. So either way, it works.
It works out the same because I'd have the same answer. So I love it. That was a good double entendre, my man. Thank
Nikki
you.
saying, can't the trust be pierced if a business is in it because it goes by statutory laws?
Oh my God, this is so fun. Nikki. Oh my God. Somebody go out in the parking lot. Yeah, this one's going out of the stadium, everybody. Pew! This is like 1-2, Gibby. Thank you. Oh, we got 5 minutes left. So this is our final wrap up question. I love this. Oh, this is so good. It's like stop talking. Give me the answer. No, it can't be pierced, right? First of all, Is there a court of chancery down at your courthouse? No, there's no court of chancery. Trusts don't go into court. Why? Because this is what the super wealthy use. They don't want to have their trust make it so they can be sued. Very clever. And so they make a court system where you can't even sue a trust. Isn't that ridiculous? But true. So that helps a lot, doesn't it? So pierced by whom? The IRS made the rules that make it so this trust can work for you, me, and the super wealthy elite that are already using it, have been since day one. You see what I'm saying? Are they going to like shut down the way that the super wealthy pay no taxes and have to pay, don't fill out an IRS form, don't even have an accountant, right? Why even have one? Like, it's just, I have a financial advisor. We don't pay taxes, so I just make more money. That's what they do. So you think they're going to stop doing that because they have their slaves so well programmed. I have to pay 10,000 a month on Google and whatnot because you all aren't out there telling each other that this is a simple thing to do. I'm still advertising on Google because that's the level of programming in everyone that I have to overcome every day. So no, there's no way to get pierced. There's no bad information because this is the only school that exists in all of Earth with proof. There is no other school. Not Harvard, not Yale, not MIT, not any of those dumps. Let's just call them a bunch of hoax teaching nonsense, trickery and witchery, nothing. Go look at our testimonials. All of them got a notarized affidavit to be up on YouTube. There is no other school that exists with proof like I have. This is copyrighted. The devil offered me $485 million cash money to not open this trust, okay? The day I open it. No, this is the most valuable information. This is the only place you can have proof. There is no other place on earth you're going to get this level of proof. No, there is so much lies out there, right? Guess why I come up with this stupid phrase, proof up or shut up. We got the proof. Nobody else does, right? So they need to shut up. So that's it. That's simple.
And here's your last question. Does the trust need a special or specific EIN?
No, that 98 BS. But you do need to, like, where you're getting, okay, you get the trust. We have all that paperwork, fill in basically the blank of the name of the trust, your address, your name, and that's it. The rest is done. And then you get an EIN, correct? And we go, first step, click here, click. And here's a picture on the IRS website. You're like, click in this space. You cannot make an error. You see what I'm saying? You need an EIN and you need to click on the right buttons, but no, it doesn't. It's not going to spit out a special number. That's the beauty of this, and that keeps it hidden. You just have to know how to do it. And no, there's no, proof other than my decade of proof and everybody else's proof here. Hey, nothing happened. That's why I'm here every Thursday at 7 p.m., just like next week with Tim Judge. Here I am. There's the guy. My rodeo clown moment. Look, no, that's the guy. He has a trust. That means he's going to get rid of my ball right now. Nothing happens every week, right? I'm here. I'm fine. Tim is fine. Everything's fine. Everyone here, fine. As I said, it works for 100% of the people. We're all cool. That works. It'll work for you.
This is a good yes or no question. If you buy the program on the payment plan, do you have a complete all the payments before receiving the full program?
No, you don't.
That's it. You get it all.
Yeah, that's my understanding.
Very good. All right, we'll leave it right there. Good stuff. We'll see you again next Thursday evening at 7 p.m. We'll do it again live, and then next Thursday's good for me. I'll see you then.
All right, Tim, thanks a lot. Thanks, everybody. Get the trust. Hey, I can't help you. I can't help your family until you're suited, but once you are, so get aboard. Join the team. It's a lot of fun once you do this. See you next week, everyone.
Thank you.